Greetings. Let's consider more. We considered first to rebuild our country, rebuild our society, rebuild our culture. We considered, what do we value? What do you value? Do you value and do your values drive your thinking, your conclusions, what you think matters? Or do your politics and your partisanship? That's one part. A different dimension that we need to get at, and I'll typically start saying you, is where do you get your information? And a different facet is, how do you listen? Do you listen so that you can respond, waiting for the person to finish so that you can say what you have to say, barely having heard what they said? Do you listen for words that you can then turn on them and start arguing them? Do you listen like that? Or do you listen with curiosity regarding what the other person is saying? I've come to an understanding that what for me is, it doesn't have to be said. But I've watched and I've observed and I've been puzzled by for so long how so many people seem to think that being curious and listening to what someone else says means that they are in agreement with it. If you ever talk to me one-on-one or in person, I will listen to you. I am not agreeing with you until I actively agree with you. I'm interested in what you have to say. I'm interested in what you mean by the terms you use. I'm interested in how you got to your conclusions. I'm interested in giving you a chance, really, to develop your thought process. I'm interested because I know that I can, just as anyone else can, make assumptions. And I can project things. I don't like doing that. You got your full mind. I want to hear it. And I want you to let me articulate what I mean. I want you to let me define the terms that I'm using. So do you listen with curiosity? Where's this coming from? How does it get there? What's going on? What do you mean? Sometimes it can really be negative. That doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about? But at least we're listening to the other person. We're allowing the other person a chance to articulate. This is going to be that short. There's a lot more. How do you listen? Do you listen with curiosity? Do you come away with an interaction having learned something about what the other person is referring to? Or are your interactions typically that you won the argument? We need to listen with curiosity. This country needs this a whole lot more. In the political realm, they don't. In the media realm, they don't. So we've got to do it. We've got to do it. Because where we are as a country, where we are as a society, is in a terrible, terrible place. We've got the government, Biden, still mandating that people can't come into this country unless they've got the COVID jab. While Biden and this administration is letting 4+ million people cross the border illegally, coming into this country, no mandate, no requirement. Come on. Come on. If you are a Biden supporter, then you need to call them out for that. Say, what are you talking about? Why do you still have that mandate? It doesn't have to be about the people coming across the border. It can be about the mandate. You're not making any sense there. So let's consider what we value, how our values inform and flow out of us, what our sources are for what we know, how we can get less knowing and more understanding that we know some but not a lot, or not all, and how do we listen to other people. Because I got to tell you, I think most people have a valid point of view, valid positions, valid things to consider. I think that generally. Do you? Or do you only want to listen to people who already agree with you? Challenge of today. Son of Liberty 2020, amliberty2020 at gmail.com, thelibertyhub.com. Comment, subscribe, spread the word, let's talk, let's get where we need to be.